But we do know that multiple people have been wounded, some gravely, in explosions at the Boston Marathon.
There are fatalities and scores of injuries in Boston after explosions at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. Federal authorities are calling this a terror attack on the Patriots' Day holiday in the state of Massachusetts. Good evening and welcome to Direct Connection. I'm Jeff Salkin. We begin this evening with a few minutes of analysis of today's events. Joining us on the phone is Cedric Leighton, retired Colonel, U.S. Air Force Intelligence Officer. Colonel Leighton, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
Well, what are your thoughts when you hear about something like this?
Well, part of me says, there we go again, because of the experiences that we all had in 9/11. And it is a very tragic situation, of course, for the individuals involved in this, at least 2 fatalities that we know about so far. And it's just a very difficult thing for law enforcement and the intelligence world to really work around and protect us from. But it's something that, of course, is a challenge that has to be met to protect the nation and to protect people as they go about their daily business.
We know that they're referring to this as a terror attack, and certainly it appears to have been, whether domestic or of another sort. How do the intelligence agencies respond to something like this?
Normally what happens, Jeff, is they are put on a heightened state of alert, and what they will do is they will look for any information that would lead them to figure out what happened in such particular cases. In this particular case, there's several stories that are floating around, and we don't know exactly what's true, but that's always the case in most of these situations. So what they'll do is they'll basically be on a heightened state of alert. They will find information that they have. They will hopefully share it with law enforcement entities, and then from that, they will make arrests, or they will prosecute a case that will determine, how much we really get to know about particular events such as this.
This is a big country. Obviously, it's a free country, and there's a lot of things that people in your line of work might consider to be soft targets. What can we do going forward to better protect ourselves?
The usual way of handling something like this is for everybody to be as vigilant as possible. The trite saying, if you see something, say something, actually has a lot of validity, and I would urge people to, as they go into crowded areas, to be very careful with their surroundings. Don't change their life appreciably, but be careful and understand what's out there. And the other part of this is, to make sure that they understand the context of these types of things. The world is a place where tensions are sometimes very high in certain areas, whether it's in the terrorist world in the Middle East, or as we just saw recently with North Korea. And so there are lots of things that are going on. Some of them we'll know about, some of them we won't know about, or they'll percolate and then not come to the surface until an event like this. But it is important for people to be aware of their surroundings, to make sure that they know where the nearest law enforcement person is if they're at a big event like the Boston Marathon, and to be able to report what they see and do it as accurately as possible. So that becomes really everybody's mission. It's not just a law enforcement mission, it's a citizen's mission to help protect each other when something like this happens.
How about the psychological impact of something like this? You were in the service, of course, and service members have unfortunately all too much experience with improvised explosive devices of maybe a similar size to what we saw. But even the people who weren't there, who weren't injured, who weren't even in Boston, still are affected by this in some way.
Yes, because you see something like this and you think, basically this could happen to me. And I think psychologically it does have an effect on people because it carries with it the risk of making people afraid. In the military, we try our best to train people not to be afraid, or at least to mask their fears as much as you possibly can. Really the only brave people are the ones who are afraid but can still deal with that fear and channel that fear in a positive way. And, while it's hard for many people in normal life to be able to do that, it becomes very important to realize that most of the time life is going to be fairly normal. but to be understanding of what could happen and have an action plan to work through before something like this occurs, so that if something does happen, then you can take care of it and at least have an idea of what you would do and how you should respond, whether it's to get yourself out of danger or to help others get out of danger. And that's really what people should be able to do in a case like this. All
right. Cedric Leighton, retired Colonel, U.S. Air Force, thank you very much for your time tonight.
My pleasure, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Thanks again, and Direct Connection continues right after this.